Happy morning, dear friends. Here's yours, Dr. Rajanta. Welcome to Demystify with Ajay. Dear friends, today we are going to discuss on combining more than one data frame. When working with multiple data sets during a project, there will come a point where you might wish to merge your data frames together to have a better view and understanding of your data. And combining data frame is a common task in data analysis and manipulation, especially when dealing with multiple data sets that share some common identifiers or variables. Of course, it's the features. There are several ways to combine data frames in Python using libraries like Pandas. And dear friends, today we are going to discuss some basic overview of some common merging techniques. Yeah, the first one, it is all about concatenation. And yeah, when we want to combine data frames along with rows or columns or whatever be, okay, especially when they have the same column, that is same features, but not necessarily the same rows, okay. So let me just make use of the concatenation and we just combine the two data frames, okay. So here let me just import our necessary library, and here we just go with Pandas, and I have just provided the alias name as PD. Okay, so dear friends, this concatenation actually shortly we just write it as like concat. Okay, so this is how we are just going to use, and yeah, let me just create some two different data frame. Okay, so one is df1. Let I just make use of the data frame, and here we go with creating a data frame by using an dictionary, and of course, as I have already specified, same variables. Okay, so here I'm just going to pass it through the list. This is one element and another element, and here the second key, and passing the same thing with different values. Okay, so now here let I just go with the second data frame. So this is what, once again, second data frame. And of course both the things are going to have the same features. So let I just change only the element value. Okay, so here I just give something different. Okay, so these are the two data frames. So let me just have a look on to the data frame 1. Okay, so it has name and age as its feature, and 0 and 1 as its index. And let me just have a look on to data frame 2. Yeah, the same thing here, also the same feature it just has. Dear friends, there is an important argument called access within the concatenation function, that is concat function, so that you can use to specify which way you would like to stack your data frame. So 1 means horizontal, whereas 0 means vertical. Of course, this exact axis we have already discussed on towards other concept. So by making drop, of course, we have discussed, that is 1 means it is horizontal wise, that is column wise, and we're not just going towards 2. Yeah, it is all vertical wise, which is the row wise. Sorry, it's 0. So here it is vertical wise and it's 0. And here one more thing I want to specify, dear friends. If you do not specify, Pandas assume 0 at its default. Okay, so yeah, you can also use the ignore functions, ignore index function if you would like to like a sequential index column in the new data frame. Yeah, we are just going to see all the three different functionality. So let me just concatenate it with, yeah, so concatenate both the data frames. So yeah, as in more than one, we are just going to pass it with a list. So here data frame 1 and data frame 2. And yeah, first of all, let me just make use of axis is equal to 1. Of course, axis is equal to 1. Yeah, you can just shortly specify as like horizontal, or it is along to the column wise. So when on concatenating, kindly observe here this concatenation happens horizontally, and the name and age, of course, the name and age, even if it is both the data frames have the same features, when you just concatenate through horizontal media, yeah, here it is getting repeated. Whether it never checks whether it is already there or not, or already existing features or not. No, it is not. Actually, when on just specifying on towards axis is equal to 0, of course, it's just going to give us like this in column wise. Okay, so yeah, let me just have the second one by axis is equal to 0. Yeah, of course, when on just specifying axis is equal to 0, yeah, you can just specify it in the manner of vertically or row wise. Yeah, it is going to stack and row wise. Let I just create this as a data frame 3, because I'm just going to utilize this data frame in another concept. So let we have a view of this data frame 3. And see here, dear friends, yeah, name and age, and when on stacking it, that is combining it, kindly just observe there is an functionality which it just specifies 0101 as towards the index. And if you don't want to specify it as repeatedly or any other thing, yeah, if you want to make it as a sequentially, yeah, you can also include ignore index parameter. Yeah, let me just see it in the next one. So before going on one, there is another argument called join, which allows you to stack data frame only based on the columns shared by two data frames. Okay, so let me just see how this is happening. So of course, I just want to create one more data frame with something different. And observe here, dear friends. So with this, I just take as like a sample, and I'm just going to make it as like data frame 4. But kindly observe what are all the difference I'm just going to do. Yeah, let me just give this with some other name. Okay, so this is the name, and of course few ages related thing. Not only here, we are going to add one more column. So here, of course, I have only 2 rows, that is 2 records. For that alone, I have to give the another column filling. So here I am just specifying this as swimming and reading. Okay, so see here. So let me going to, before going on to the join parameter, here I just want to have a look on to this data frame 4. So yeah, we have the repeated column future, that is name and age, and a new variable as hobby. Okay, now of course here we are just going to do with the 2 things. One, of course, I'm just going to make ignore index. So where we are just going to get sequentially, even if we just do on row wise. Okay, and the second parameter, it is all about join. So here the join, it just makes it commonly, that is common towards both the data frames, or only the collection of all, whether even though if it is present in one data frame or not. So collection of all data. So common data set, data and collection data set. So that is what we are just going to do it in join. And here added with the, dear friends, this exact thing is just going to do with the 2 keywords, one is with outer and second it is what, with inner. Okay, so now let me just have a look on towards a concatenation. So observe, this is going to happen as a concatenation. What is the thing I just want to merge or combine. So here, of course, we have data frame 3. So by using this, we have 4 records. And yeah, so I just want to make it as data frame 3 and data frame 4. So let me just merge the both, that is combine the both. And here I'm just going to give the join as outer. So in that every elements, okay. So this exact outer, it is even if it is commonality or non-commonality, of course we are just going to get the every data. And last but not least, here I'm just going to give ignore index. So in such a case, if I just provide true here, it is going to apply the ignore index, where we are just going to get the sequential output. And kindly observe how this happens. Okay, I didn't specify the outer perfectly, so here it is. So, and observe here, dear friends, that is, first of all, making this ignore index true, we just got the outer. So outer data frame, here we just got it that synced sequentially, it is stacked here. It is not as like the previous, which it is 0101 repeatedness. And yeah, kindly just have a look onto that. And coming towards the outer, that is joining outer, dear friends, actually here this outer does not consider any difference in columns between two data frames, because data frame 3 does not have a hobby column, where pandas will automatically fill them with a null value. And here, of course, it is NaN, it is specifying as like a not a number. And when on just combining this, see, observe the exact data with the first 4 records, it doesn't have any such elements or variables data point towards this hobby. So it is filled with null. And when on resulting towards the last 2, we have the data from the data frame 4. And dear friends, the same thing, let we just make it towards the inner. Joining and inner. So kindly just observe how this happens. And whichever the common functionality, whichever the common to the both, of course name and age is the common to the both, so that alone here it is executed. So because the data frame 3 does not have the hobby column, so pandas will not show that column in the combined data frame. And yeah, of course, I just show you one thing, dear friends, here how it has been executed as like. So let me just have, this is our data frame 3. And when we just go towards data frame 4, yeah, whatever be the combined thing, if we just take this combined, even if it is present in the data frame 3 or data frame 4, no, I don't have the data in the data frame 3, only I have the data frame 4 alone. Yeah, of course, it is also included. So whatever be the data here, whether it is present in one data frame or another, like the absence in another data frame, so whatever be, so it just give the collection of every data, so that the manner of joining outer. And when we just take towards the inner, only the common data. The common data from the data frame 3 and data frame 4. Of course, here for this condition, if I just specify inner under join attribute, and kindly just observe, dear friends, we don't have any NaN. And when coming, the same thing I just summarize here in outer. If you have data, it is going to provide it. If you don't have the data, it is just going to fill it with NaN. That is what outer. And here, of course, no NaN would present. Okay, going on to the next concept, it is all about merging. And yeah, dear friends, when coming towards the merging, see, to demonstrate here, let's first create 2 samples here from a as like a data set which we have already created, and then we just go towards the example. So here I just make it as like a merge. So this is what we are going to discuss here. Let I create a 2 data frame. So the first data frame, let I just name it as like size. Okay, and here we are just going to create the data frame, and the same as like the previous by dictionary, and let I just provide the key color and passing the elements to the list as like, okay, red, blue and green. And the next key value, let I just go with size, and here it is the key, sorry, here it is the value M, S and M. So these are the sizes. Okay, now let I create the another. Here I just go with the gender, and instead of this let I just have a small changes in the data element, and this is gender, making it male, and this one it is female. Okay, so now dear friends, actually here what we are just going to do is not only towards the common, of course we are going to merge two data sets, and yeah, it has different one is same variable, that is same future, one is different variable, that is different future is there. And kindly just observe the data of this, that is the records, also some commonality it is available. So let me just see how we are just going to use this. Okay, so by making execution of size, we just see the first data set, and let me have a look on towards the second. It is all about the gender. Okay, so see here for the size, yeah, of course what we have is the future as like color and size, and red, blue, green are the exact records. And when coming towards the gender data frame, we have color and gender as the variable, and here the records of red, blue and yellow are provided. And dear friends, here the inner and outer are very similar to what we have seen in the concatenation. Okay, so we are just going to follow the same inner and outer. So before going on to that, I just make you again kindly just observe, dear friends, when you have two data frames. So here I'm just going to have the size, and second one it is all about gender. And kindly just observe here under the size, I have the red, blue and green, and with this commonality we have M as M as its size. And here red, blue and yellow as its commonality, and towards corresponding data as male, female and male. And here what is the commonality? Of course here we have this commonality is there, but this exact column is not repeated. Only this exact column is repeated, that is the color column. Okay, now let me just make use of the merging. So as I have already specified, here we have the same similarity as like outer. So when I just specify outer, of course both the columns and records, even if it is commonality or uniqueness, of course that is going to be stacked when on outer. And when I just specify inner, yeah, only the common functionality that we are just going to have it in the both. So that for that let I just specify here we have the red and blue of the color column, and here the same red and blue of the color column. And kindly just observe, we are just going to fetch from the exact size and towards the gender which it just has. And kindly see here, this is green and yellow. Of course here, even though if it is the color is repeated commonality, but here this green is not a repeated data. So let me just see how this happening in outer and inner. So yeah, let I just make use of the merge operation, that is merge function. And here we just go with the first data frame size, second data frame gender, and how do you want to merge it? So that merge, let me just first apply outer. And yeah, as I have already specified, the outer makes everything to be included. And kindly observe here the green color, and it just has the size in the size data frame, but it doesn't have about the gender of this data record. And to the same, of course, the fourth record, that is for the color yellow, it just has correlated data with the gender, but it doesn't have anything related towards this size. Okay, so let me just have the another example as inner. Kindly just have a note. So here, as I said previously, no null, that is a null element would not be present in the inner, because here we are fetching only the common data. Even if it is there in color, even if it is there in size, or even if it is in gender. Dear friends, left or right also there. Yeah, we are just going to discuss that, which allows you to specify with data frame to keep when there is no matching rows. So yeah, first of all, let me just go towards the left and kindly just observe. Yeah, if I am just specifying left, yeah, it is all about the size. So it just provide every record from the size. What it is? Red, blue and green. And from this, if I just have anything related to gender, so of course for red we have a gender as like M, for B we have a gender as like female, but here in green, yeah, we doesn't have any data towards the merging of this gender. So what it has? Yeah, of course, without any doubt, it just filled with NaN. To the same thing, if we just specify right, kindly observe, yeah, this is our main data frame. So here, what we just get is red, of course it is blue, and it is yellow. Towards the gender, we have the commonality of male and female. Yeah, of course, we don't have data for this yellow and male according to the gender. And yeah, towards this, which we have the inner data towards the size. So here the size, it comes as like male and M size and S size. So this is how we are just going to get when on providing the inner, for the left, and yeah, vice versa, we would just get it on to that of right. Okay, so let I just make it execution. 1 second, dear friends. So here, let me just specify left. So for left, kindly observe this color of this left is mainly important. If you have data towards the same thing in gender, it would get display. If it is not, it is just going to fill it with NaN. The same thing, kindly observe here, dear friends, we have it is as like right. And when on just making towards this particular execution, kindly observe, dear friends, what we just get is, yeah, for the right, that is here we have the main data as like color and gender. So we just got yellow, blue and yellow. Towards the gender, it is male, female and male. If we have concerned data for size in the both merging of the two data frames, of course we would just get it. Or else, yeah, it would be filled with NaN. And the same thing, we just made it here in the left side also. See, for this red, blue and green, we have sizes. But for red and blue alone, we just have gender. We doesn't have the gender for this green column. So here it is specified or filled with NaN. So yeah, dear friends, I think so. This combining data frame, actually it is the fundamental operations in data analysis projects that allows you to combine multiple data sets to gain deeper insights and make more informed decisions. Whether you are concatenating along with rows or columns or performing more complex merged based on common columns or indices or whatever be, this Python library like Pandas provide powerful tool to handle these tasks effectively. So by understanding the different combining techniques available such as concatenation or merge, and here we have used the joins also in few places. You can tailor your approach to suit the specific need of your analysis. Whether you are working with structured data from various sources or integrated new data in an existing data set, okay, whatever be, mastering data frame mainly on combining techniques is essential for effective managing and analyzing your data. And dear friends, if you found the exact video is informative and helpful, kindly put a like and feel free to subscribe for more videos. It's just going to enhance towards the machine learning. Dear friends, let me know if you are having any issues or any confusions or any doubts. Kindly put it on to the command box so I can assist you with an perfect example. So dear friends, hope I think so you just like this video. Put a like and subscribe the channel if not, and share it with your friends whoever it or needed. Okay, thank you dear friends, happy learning.